What's up guys, Gnomey here, and I just thought I would show you a quick gameplay video of some of the more important features that you need to consider in Plague Inc. Evolution. These are things that I sort of didn't consider when I first started playing that are pretty handy. So I've just started a game and I'm playing as Bacteria. My Bacteria is called Nothing Sus, and I've just started it in India. So basically I chose India because it has a seaport, an airport, and it also has a land connection, so I can transmit my virus, my pathogen over all those different routes. I just chose to increase the infectivity of my virus by using people's lungs, and you should try when you start the game to increase your infectivity before increasing your severity. You want to infect as many people as you can before you kill them off. Otherwise, you're just going to end up killing people too quickly and your pathogen isn't going to spread fast enough. So basically what I've done is I'm focusing on increasing the infectivity, keeping the severity relatively low, and just trying to infect people, but keep the pathogen sort of on the down low. You know, small symptoms like vomiting and stuff like that, but nothing massive. People aren't dying of mass hemorrhage or anything like that. So you can see here, India's just starting to slowly get their infection rate up. No one has died yet, but we're just looking at increasing our infection. So we've just decided that we're going to start to spread it via air travel from our airport, and this is just going to help us to get it to some other countries, keep it on the down low there, and sort of spread it around the world without people realizing, and then we can pop up later and get everyone. So we're going to choose sea routes in a few minutes, and then that'll allow us to spread it through the ocean as well. But it's really important that you try to spread out your pathogen as quickly and effectively as possible. We're strengthening our bacterial resilience a little bit later as well, just so that our bacteria can last in all the random places it ends up. You can see it's just spread there to Pakistan. It's starting to spread. So because India and Pakistan are pretty sort of they're warmer countries, they're humid, they've got lots of insects, we're going to start trying to spread our virus via land by using insects. And so you can see there it's sort of spread to a few other countries around India. We got it down to Papua New Guinea as well. We're in Central Asia, and it's starting to kick on much more quickly now. So you can see we've got all these random infections popping up everywhere, but people aren't really realizing what's going on yet. That's because the infectivity is getting much higher, but the severity is still sort of low. So people aren't dying from it yet, which is pretty important. You need to make sure that everyone isn't just dying. So we've just evolved our strength, so our resilience, so our bacteria can stay strong in all these random different climates it's going to end up in, and it's not just going to die out. So you can see people have started dying from it pretty quickly, but we've just thrown it into the water supply here now as well. So that way we've used air, sea, water, insects, and also I think we ought to use farming there as well. No, we haven't used farming yet. Air, sea, water, insect, and we're about to use one more. And we'll go with birds, get a bit of bird flu going. So this way, birds are going to help us increase the spread of our pathogen to the north there via the land. The sea and the air travel is taking care of spreading it to much wider regions, and then the insects are helping us to keep it local and spread it around sort of the Central Asia, the Middle East and stuff like that. We just increased the resilience to antibacterial pills, as well as just increase its strength against research. It's good to be ahead of the game, so because we've already researched them, Western countries that have really good healthcare systems are going to be affected much more quickly, and when they do start investigating and researching, we're already ahead of the game and we're already doing well. We've got the infection too widespread. So we're just going to pick another symptom, and we're still focusing on our infectivity. We can get our severity up a little bit, and it's going to help just start to knock people off, but make sure that we keep our infectivity going. You don't want that to slow down. That's what's going to get us points. We're going to evolve the cold resistance so we can get it up there to the north. And you see we just got it to Russia there as well. Some of the more northern countries. And we just pumped it out down into Africa as well. So you can see the whole map is going crazy now with these infections. But, you know, it's not everyone, not heaps of people have caught on yet. And by just strengthening our blood as well, by using the transmission system of blood, we're going to make it even more transmittable in poorer countries. We're going to increase the heat resistance to make it really fly through places like Africa and South America and stuff like that. So you can see Africa just got dominated. South America is getting dominated as well. And we're just going to crack on and do some genetic reshuffling just to, again, keep ahead of the research game, make sure that when they do start researching, we're still way ahead of them. And you can see we've got a lot of... We haven't gone into the middle of the map here for all of our symptoms and evolved these really strong, severe symptoms yet. And we've done that because we want to keep it spreading and we don't want these really obvious symptoms. And with the livestock transmission available there, that's going to help us crack up into northern Russia and stuff like that, as you can see there. Also up through South America heading north. So we've just upgraded our cold resistance again because I want to try and get it up into Iceland and Greenland and stuff like that. And you can see it's been enough to get us into Canada and stuff like that. So we're going to strengthen our water transmission so we can try and get it via shipping lanes to some of the dodgier, the harder to reach colder climates, and we're going to strengthen the bacterial resilience as well to try and get it there. So you can see we've got so many little red ships going everywhere. It's crazy, and the infection is spreading everywhere, but it's still bright red because people aren't dying super rapidly from it. Yeah, they're dying, but they're not dying super rapidly. So no one's panicking too much because they all think, oh, we can still fix this, we can still fix this. So we'll get some more symptoms going and another bacterial resilience. So our bacteria is super resilient in other climates now, which is good. It should help us reach some of the harder to reach places. Okay, and they've started researching. So because they've started researching, we're already ahead of the game. We're making heaps of DNA points, which is good. And we're now up in Greenland, which is awesome. So we've done well. We've got most of the world, close to all of the world, infected, but they're not dead. They're just all infected. Our infection's going crazy, spreading like wildfire. And now is when we can start looking at really upgrading our pathogen and getting some good severity going and starting to knock people off quickly. One of the things that'll happen is if you get severity going too soon is that people will die before they can spread the pathogen. I've got to stop saying virus. Pathogen, which means that you're just going to end up with your pathogen dying out, and you know, you kill heaps of people, but some of the earth survives, which sucks. It's worse than just losing by a mile when you get close, but it's not enough. Okay, so you can see Greenland is starting to get infected, which is good. But we're going to look at evolving some abscesses just so we can get some more obvious infection as well as severity going. Okay, they're 50% through their disease cure. So we really want to crack on killing people off now. So we're going to evolve some dysentery. Dysentery is awesome because it's really bad. It dehydrates people. It's really bad for infection. It's really good at spreading the pathogen. And you can see the world is getting much darker now because people are starting to die because of the severity that we've increased of our pathogen. Alright, so we're just going to crack on, and we're in a good place now. The whole world is infected. The disease cure is going pretty slow. We've got disease points we can use to spend. So we just need people to die. We don't have to try and figure out some way to get the disease somewhere. It's already there. And by evolving our drug resistance now, we should be able to smash it on through Canada much better because they're a Western country. And there we go. Canada all of a sudden is dying much more quickly. So you can see how much that sped up because we just evolved our drug resistance. And there you go. The world is pretty much dead. And that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. Obviously, change your strategies around a bit depending on what pathogen you use, whether it be virus, which is really quick and it's hard to control, or the fungus, which I have another video on here where I didn't quite make it, which is very hard to get over long distances. But the gist of what you're doing is trying to infect before you kill, and I like to try and keep my infections low so that I can so I can infect as many people as possible without them catching on, and then ramp it up more later game and start to kill them off. Think about how you're going to spread your pathogen, what routes you're going to take, what your pathogen is good with, and like I said at the start, think about what country you're going to put it in. One with ports as well as lots of land mass connections is really important. And if you think about all those things, you can probably come up with a pretty good plan of how you're going to finish the pathogen that you're using. And that's pretty much it, guys. This is Gnomey for ThisGameNext. Don't forget to subscribe, like the episode and the channel, and I'll see you next time.